Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm doing this beautiful kind of ombre galaxy-ish type look. I wouldn't call it a marvel per se. It's just very what you see that it is. And I thought maybe you guys would want to know how I achieve this look. So this is it with the lights off and just the flash. It's so beautiful. Just a little magical looking. So this is her set beforehand, and I did not do this set. She went somewhere else. This is actually one of my first clients back, me taking clients. My books are not open. I'm not accepting new clients. I'm just taking a few of my previous clients back. So I'm gonna start off, and let me add this. I generally don't like to work with or over other people's work, but it was a hard gel or builder gel, and which is hard for like clients to remove at home since it doesn't generally soak off and whatever. And it's my client, so I went ahead and filed it down and removed basically everything, not 100%, but a good amount of it. Not that it was a bad job or anything like that. So shout out to whoever did it. But one, she had a different color builder gels on different nails, and because of this look, it was going to be a nude nail bed to an ombre. I wanted it to be consistent, and I didn't really want to use gel polish for that. And also, if I did use gel polish, I would want a more sheer one, and I felt like you'd be able to tell the difference over a milky white base and over a pink base, if that makes sense. So I am just using the Red Baron bit from Atwood Industries, and I'm using it on the highest speed my e-file has, and I'm using the MelodySusie Sparkle Pro e-file if you're curious, and there will be a link in the description bar. You probably have to scroll through there. I have a lot of stuff in the description bar, and it'll link you to the one that I'm currently using. They have some other ones, different priced ones, and etc. So if you're curious, and there might be a discount code down below, I can't recall, but just check it out, okay? If you're interested. It's a very reasonably priced e-file. It's good. It tells you the RPMs like a digital little screen, so I really like it. I believe this one goes to 35,000 RPM, so I have it cranked all the way up. It has some good like torque behind it, so like when it's going really fast and I press down to really remove product and dig in, it doesn't slow down. And that's a lot what I'm looking for in an e-file, that it doesn't vibrate and that it can hold its power when it's put up to the test. When I'm really trying to get product off and I use the bit and I'm pressing down hard, will it hold its speed? Now, this is builder gel or hard gel, however you want to call it, and it's a softer product to file, so I don't have to push hard like that or really dig into it like that. I mean, it's an aggressive bit. I'm using it lightly to remove the product and flake any lifting off, being careful not to touch my client's natural nail. And you'll see a little later in the video, once I get closer to the client's natural nail, I use the crosscut bit, which is safe for the natural nail because it's a diamond bit. And what a diamond bit is, it's essentially, I'm just put it in simple terms, it's a metal form of a sanding band. So it's safe for the natural nail as long as you're not digging in, pressing hard, and you don't have it at a crazy angle, whatever the bit may be. So this bit, this skiver bit that I'm using, it's not the mini skiver, it's the regular skiver, also from Atwood. It's a diamond bit, which again, it has texture like a sanding band, except it's metal, so it can be sanitized and used over and over again. Not forever, but for a good amount of time. So I'm using this to remove the cuticle from her nail plate, and I'm holding it parallel to the natural nail, as parallel as possible, because we don't want to create any rings of fire or anything like that, any indentations on the natural nail. So I'm holding it parallel to the natural nail, and you can see when I go around the sidewalls, it's like, you probably think, oh, that's not parallel. Well, because the sidewalls curve down, holding it parallel to the natural nail would make it look like it's vertical, perpendicular to it, but it's parallel to it. I'm just going with the angle and the curves of the natural nail. Hopefully that makes sense. I want to say I haven't seen any of my clients in over a year and 3 months. I stopped taking appointments March of 2020, and it is June of 2021, so however long that is. And this client has always had very nice natural nails, very healthy natural nails. And her nails are still nice, so, you know, shout out to whoever's been taking care of them and stuff. They look good. And because she has a lot of cuticle growth and she has some deeper grooves where her eponychium is, I'm going and taking this like mini skiver bit. I actually think it's a Texas Tornado, the mini Texas Tornado, or the Texas Tornado skiver, something like that. I'm taking a smaller skiver bit, and I'm just going kind of a little, not deep like where it hurts her. I'm not saying that by any means, but getting that skin I couldn't really get to with the bigger skiver bit. So did that and just kind of touched it just a few places. I didn't spend an extensive time. I just went real quick. So now I'm using the round or a ball bit. This is skin safe, of course. So is the skiver bit. And I'm using this to flake off any of the dead skin on the eponychium. And I like to always do this in reverse. Sometimes I do it forward, just go back and forth. But I didn't want to do it too much. My client, she could have used more. But over time, we're going to be taking care. She's going to return as long as the pandemic stays kind of more together over here. We're going to, you know, get her back to a good place. Not that they're horrible. And, of course, her hands have been sprayed with alcohol. So it's kind of dramatized how dry her skin looks. And I just want to let people know in general, we don't want oil or moisture on the hands when we're doing them or the nails, because that can cause lifting. Oh, I just want to address this. There's this little air bubble. This nail has a tip on it, and I seen it way a long time ago, but I was like, I need to come back to it. So if you see in the previous clips, the air bubble, I got to it. I seen it. I just was waiting till I busted that out to get to it. So I made sure I filed that off. We don't want any air bubbles or anything. And I'm just smoothing out and removing any additional product that was on the surface with that diamond crosscut bit from Atwood Industries. Now I am putting dehydrator on the nail to sanitize the surface of the nail, balance the pH, remove any oils, and get a nice, beautiful surface. And so next, I'm applying a non-acidic primer. And these are items I'm sampling, and I seen somebody leave a comment in a previous video, like, oh, if they're not paying you, you're not going to say what brands they are. That's not the case. There are plenty of brands I tell y'all about that do not pay me and probably will not, probably don't even fancy me, okay? But, you know, a good product is a good product. No, these are products that I'm sampling, so read between those lines. And I want to ensure the quality of the products before I tell you what they are, get some wear, get different people on the case, different fingers on the case, and see what they are. So I want to tell you what I'm doing, so if you have similar products, you can, you know, understand the process. So I use dehydrator, then a non-acid primer, and this that I'm applying is a base gel. I'm just applying it like polish, as close to the eponychium cuticle area as possible without touching the live skin. This would be the equivalent of like using the rubber base gel from the Gel Bottle ink or something like that. And the primer would be something, I'm not saying it's the same, but like if you use Protein Bond from Young Nails, dehydrator, even acetone. So I'm mixing a custom nail bed builder gel shade, and I'm using the colors that I'll show them again because there's one I didn't show you. I'm using XOXO from Madam Glam. I think this is like SC102. You'll see it. And I'm mixing 3 colors. You'll see them. And this is from Presto. I love these colors. These 2 colors, these Presto colors, I 100% recommend you get them. And they don't pay me. I don't have a discount code. I wish I got all their little PR. I don't even know if they send it. So, no. I don't just tell you about brands if they pay me or if I got a code. These are beautiful colors. I think they're must-haves. I said it before. They it's hard for gel polish to emulate a nail bed color like a nude colored acrylic or a nude builder gel, but those do a good job. The only reason I didn't use them as such in this video is because I knew I was putting product on the free edge and I didn't want to bulk the nail up more than I needed to by applying a new layer of gel polish. So I mixed those colors together with some clear builder gel. I recommend like Elegance, IBD, Young Nail Synergy Gel, Gel Bottle Ink. There's a lot of good brands of clear builder gel. So I mixed those together, and you see I used, it wasn't actually a palette knife. It was the back end of a poly gel brush, but you could use a palette knife. And I didn't stir them vigorously because I didn't want to cause any more air bubbles than, need be or that was already existing. There wasn't actually many, but I took my time. This video is sped up, so just keep that in mind in context of everything, that everything looks more aggressive and stuff, just because it's sped up 2, even 4 times as much, just to, save time. So I'm applying a slip layer of the nude I mixed up, and then taking a bigger bead and floating that over the nail. And I'm kind of playing it cool with the amount that I'm building it up in a way, because I mixed together a limited amount. I was trying to ensure it was enough because there's no exact measurements when I mixed it. So I didn't know if I ran out, I would be able to mix more and for it to be the same color, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure I got an even amount on all of them, at least the top part that's going to show the part that towards the cuticle area that wouldn't have product. So then I went back and applied, you see I'm just brushing on a layer and kind of building it up a little more. So I applied that slip layer, that bigger bead cured it. And then I'm going in with like another layer to fill in any missed areas, add more coverage, and etc. Just because I want to make sure all 10 had it on there before I did this. So I had enough product to do this. What I realized and knew would happen is I would need to encapsulate it or cover it with a clear gel. And that's what I'm doing right here, especially towards the apex and the free edge area. It needed to be built up and added strength. And especially for that one with the tip, I believe this is the one. You can see it kind of flips up a little bit. I didn't want to take off her tip. It'll grow out. She didn't have much left. So we'll probably take that off next time, and the time after it'll grow out. So you can see I put a slip layer, which means a layer I just polish on and don't cure. And then I take a bigger bead of the gel and float it across that. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a slip layer. It allows the bigger bead to slip down the nail beautifully and to move it and manipulate it easily how you want it. So that's what you see me doing. And as you see, I concentrate building up more so towards the apex, middle of the nail, and the free edge, just because I ensured and wanted to ensure that, as I mentioned, that the color in the nude was built properly, since that's what's going to be showing. But as far as the actual structure integrity of the nail, I allowed that to be built with the clear, so to make sure we have that strength and everything. But I am applying the clear to the entirety of the nail. But you see it's a thin layer just to make it easier, that slip layer. And it protects the cuticle area from being filed off as easily as well. Just that little added piece of clear. But it wasn't really super necessary in this case. But as you can see, towards the middle and end of the nail, we really need some love. And you can see I'm manipulating it with a very tip of that brush, just like a feather touch. And these are the colors I use if you want to see them again. These are the ones I mixed in with that clear builder gel to create this color. I think it would look beautiful with her skin tone. So next I am filing and shaping the nails, finish filing the nails. I actually shape the nails off camera, which I generally do because it's difficult for me to record. Because of the angle that I hold the client's hand, it's a lot. I don't want to impede on my client's time. I already have my Archon mount stand attached to my desk, and I can just open the clamp, stick it in my phone, and swing the arm over. So it doesn't really add any time for me to record just like this. Although my angle wasn't right because I had it hooked up to record me doing my nails, which is a different height and angle than I do with clients, and I forgot. So I kind of fixed it a little bit, but not perfect. So I'm sorry about the angle on a lot of these clips, but I feel like you can tell what's going on. It's just not exactly how I would want it to be. But for all other instances, I generally keep it at the right height and angle for me to just slip my phone in and record whenever I feel, and ask my clients if they don't mind. But like I said, it doesn't really add any time for me to record. But if I was to try and record me shaping their nails, it would, because I have to adjust this mount for that time to try, and then it might get their face just because the way that I angle it, and I don't want anybody feeling uncomfortable. And then I'd have to manipulate it back to a good angle for you to see when I polish it. And I'm rambling, but see, that's what I have to endure. So there's actually an old video of me shaping my mom's nails. You can see if you can find it, and it kind of will show you. But yeah, because she's, she's an easygoing person and doesn't mind helping. So you can see let me go back. I'm mixing together colors right here. Let me tell you what I did. I used a crosscut bit, a smooth top safety bit to debulk the nails. Not that it needed much. And then I used the same diamond crosscut bit just to kind of seal and flesh out the cuticle area some. And then in place of a buffer, because it leaves that beautiful texture on the nails, so I don't have to use a buffer, which I think texturally can hurt your fingers, your live skin. I don't like it. So I love to use a crosscut bit instead. So for this, I took a form, my beautiful palette that I always use. And if there's forms you don't like, not that I don't like the nail mate ones, I just have a lot of them, okay? So let me take that back. I'm just telling you in general, because there's some I don't like, but these are just handy and I don't use them often. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just letting you know, don't think they go to waste. They can make little palettes, okay? So I mixed together all these different purples, and I'm sorry, I put them all away. I know one of the purples is Sexy Lexi from Elegance, that beautiful initial one I dipped out of the pot, and one of them's deep dark purple from Madam Glam. And because you don't have to use these exact colors, of course, but those are the only ones I know because I put them up. But, feel free to do it however. So what I'm doing, I applied Protein Bond just to make sure that our gels stick appropriately. Let that dry. Then I'm applying a blooming gel, and it's one that I'm sampling, but many brands make a blooming gel. So I apply blooming gel onto the nail. Do not cure it, leave it wet. And then I'm picking this up with this flat brush with this crazy bristle sticking out, which kind of created cool designs. And I'm applying the product from the tip up. Now, what I learned after I did my first one, and I applied a good amount, and I just had to sit there and wipe off the excess because you don't want it too thick because you want it to cure properly. I'm brushing, as you can see, like a thin layer around the free edge, and then I'm going in a little bit from the free edge and applying that product up and kind of fanning it out so it's not too thick with color and product, if that makes sense. So the first nail I did, you see, I just went straight to the edge and fanned it up. Don't do that. That's, for this situation at least, don't do that. It applied too much product. Like I said, I had to wipe and wipe and wipe. So you can see I'm doing a thin layer of the color and a little bit of a distance from the free edge. I'm moving that up and then just feathering it up and then back down towards the free edge. And I'm actually adding some of the colors I feel like I missed. And I also want to say I distributed way too much product on my form. I didn't need near that much purple space galaxy mix. But feel free to use different iridescent, sparkle and aurora colors, even pigments or whatever you have. So anyways, I'm top coating with a non-wipe top coat. Then I cured it. And I applied it pretty thick, kind of to like encapsulate the design and to even out the texture. And then I'm going in and filing the free edge, careful not to remove the color, but to gain my shape back, just because so much of that product may have moved that way. So I'm buffing the surface for it to be even, also to prepare it for me to apply another layer of top coat so that it will adhere properly to even the surface. And then, like I said, filing the free edge to regain my shape, but careful not to take it too far so that we're not missing color. That makes sense. So then I am reapplying top coat, and that is our finished product. You can also, even after buffing, you can apply some protein bond just to help with the adhesion. Some top coats don't stick well to itself if you don't have it completely 100% buffed. And you guys know I don't like to use the buffer towards the cuticle area like that. I feel like it's uncomfortable on the client. So this top coat adhered to itself pretty well, so I didn't need to, but that's just a tip. So this is our final product, guys. And I think these nails are super simple. I love the nude that I mixed up for her. Like I said, I think it goes beautiful with her skin tone. The design is fairly simple, but it's cute. It's like a galaxy, space, ombre fade. That blooming gel really helps give that effect of it fading and kind of dissipating up. So let me know, do you think these are space or galaxy nails? Or leave a little space galaxy emoji below. But all in all, you guys, I really appreciate you watching. I'm excited to get clients back and get some more content out. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.